Keir Starmer under fire. Is the PM's time running out? He won't survive. Mounting pressure on Keir Starmer as former Labour MP warns of political turmoil. Sir Keir Starmer, leader of the Labour Party and current UK Prime Minister, finds himself at the centre of a political storm as both allies and critics question his capacity to steer the country through a turbulent period. A stark warning from a former Labour MP has further fueled speculation about the longevity of his premiership. The MP, speaking on the condition of anonymity, stated bluntly, he won't survive under the current conditions. This statement has reverberated across the political spectrum, sparking debate about Starmer's leadership and the future of the Labour Party. A leadership under siege, Starmer's rise to power was marked by promises of unity, competence, and a clear break from the controversies that plagued Labour under previous leaders. However, after a brief honeymoon period following his electoral victory, cracks have begun to appear in his leadership. Critics argue that Starmer's cautious approach to policymaking and governance has alienated both grassroots Labour supporters and centrist voters who expected bold action on key issues such as economic inequality, healthcare, and climate change. The internal divisions within the Labour Party have also resurfaced. While Starmer has worked to distance the party from its left-wing factions, this strategy has created resentment among some traditional supporters who feel sidelined. Meanwhile, centrists and moderates question whether Starmer has the charisma and strategic vision needed to maintain Labour's newfound majority in Parliament. Starmer's government has faced criticism over its handling of several key issues, including the cost of living crisis, healthcare reform, and industrial disputes. Although Labour has introduced measures to address economic inequality and bolster public services, many argue that these steps have been too increase. Public perception of Starmer himself has also taken a hit. While he is widely regarded as competent and professional, detractors argue that he lacks the charisma and emotional connection that many voters expect from their leaders. Recent polls suggest a decline in Starmer's personal approval ratings, even as Labour retains a lead over the Conservative Party in overall voting intentions. A resurgent opposition. Adding to Starmer's woes is the resurgence of the Conservative Party under its new leader, who has aggressively targeted Labour's vulnerabilities. The Conservatives have framed Starmer's government as indecisive and overly cautious, positioning themselves as a dynamic alternative. They have also capitalized on Labour's internal divisions, amplifying dissenting voices within the party to create an image of disarray. This renewed energy within the Conservative Party presents a significant challenge for Starmer, particularly as the UK inches closer to its next general election. A resurgent opposition could galvanise disenchanted voters and erode Labour's majority, raising questions about whether Starmer can secure a second term as Prime Minister. The former Labour MP's warning has added a sense of urgency to these challenges. Speaking candidly, the MP expressed doubt about Starmer's ability to withstand mounting pressure from within his party and the broader political landscape. The Prime Minister needs to show that he can lead decisively and deliver results. If he doesn't, it won't just be the Conservatives he has to worry about. He'll face a revolt from within Labour itself. This sentiment is reportedly shared by other MPs who have grown frustrated with what they perceive as a lack of boldness in Starmer's leadership. Some have even speculated about the possibility of a leadership challenge, though no formal moves in that direction have been made. Despite the mounting criticism, Starmer has his defenders. Supporters argue that he has brought much-needed stab, leading Labour to victory in the last general election, as well as his efforts to modernise the party and broaden its appeal. Starmer's allies also highlight his government's achievements, including investments in green energy, reforms to the NHS, and initiatives aimed at reducing regional inequalities. They argue that Starmer's steady, pragmatic approach is exactly what the country needs in a time of uncertainty. What lies ahead for Starmer? The coming months are likely to be critical for Starmer's political future. With a general election on the horizon, he faces the daunting task of uniting his party, addressing public concerns, and outmaneuvering a revitalized Conservative opposition. Failure to do so could not only jeopardize Labour's hold on power but also raise questions about Starmer's position as party leader. Starmer's ability to navigate these challenges will depend on several factors. First, he must articulate a clear, compelling vision for the country that resonates with voters across the political spectrum. Second, he must address internal divisions within Labour and build a unified front. Finally, he must demonstrate that his government can deliver tangible results on the issues that matter most to the public. For now, the pressure on Starmer continues to build. Whether he can rise to the occasion or becomes the latest casualty of the UK's volatile political landscape remains to be seen. One thing is certain, the stakes have never been higher for Keir Starmer and the Labour Party.